What's going on, everybody? I'm going to show off my AI writing style sort of situation from start to finish over the course of a few videos. And I'm going to start with what I do to outline and start for Poppy AI. Now, I've always wanted to kind of get into the Western genre, and we're going to start with this and get into it real quick. And so let's start with what we do with the AI. This is Poppy. It's like a whiteboard system. So I'm going to do a couple things. You can do cool things here. So I've got the first 4 chapters of Zane Grey's novel, or one of them, a classic Western writer, right here, which is extracting and showing in here. I've got my chatbot, which is open to Claude Sonnet 4.0. You can actually connect things in here, which is really cool. So I can go like this, so it's referencing Zane Grey's stuff every single time. And I will talk to Claude and just start here. I want to write a Western novel. Can you assist me with this? Just so it kind of knows the context of what we're talking about to start the chat. Here it is, all that. Okay, great. Are you familiar with the storytelling styles of Zane Grey? Is it Grey with a E? Yeah, it is. And Louis L'Amour. Can you tell me some of the highlights of those storytelling types in the Western genre as a starting point for us to brainstorm? And here it comes. And so here we are. Zane Grey's style: romantic idealism, vivid landscape writing, moral clarity, Lois L'Amour style, practical realism, action-driven, recurring themes, common Western elements both use the code of the West. Very good stuff right here. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to open a little text bot here, and Western writing style guide. And so here it's going to think about this from the whole standpoint. And then next I'm going to go, I've attached 4 chapters of Zane Grey's novel. Can you analyze the prose writing, the prose style, and give me a detailed description of that style? So let's now it's reading that chapter I just put in and looking at that. Atmospheric descriptive writing. Here we go. Atmospheric. And character psychology and internal conflict. And good stuff. Dialogue style. So we'll use this to help develop the AI a little bit later as we get into the process right here, as we get into the. So there's that. Sentence structure and rhythm, and doing pretty good. I'll distill this down into the rules of my writing later on, but I'm going to put this into its own text right here. Let's see, Zane Grey prose style. Okay, so we're going to look this up, and I'm thinking about my protagonist. I want to make a bounty hunter, and who's kind of legendary, who worked for the South in the Civil War in an infamous way. Several of the former Union soldiers want him dead as a result, but he doesn't have any explicit bounties on him. People just fear and hate him. He's strong, strong-willed, a quick draw, and a good fighter and investigator. Can you help me flesh this out? I'm thinking of the name, because I think I'm going to go with Grey as a last name as an homage to Zane Grey, but I don't want to make it Zane. Maybe Jordan Grey? Or should I have a more masculine name as a protagonist. Let's see. So this is kind of how I start the brainstorming session as I'm going here. Jordan Gray is a very compelling choice for a bounty hunter protagonist. Why Jordan works well. Character development quotes, Civil War background. This is just asking me questions. Yes, please answer these questions and make me a basic character sheet that answers and also gives a physical description of a man in his 30s for a post-Civil War Western. All right, so it's thinking about this now, and here's our here's our character sheet for our main character. Pretty cool. Now, I'm building out the character first because I just had the idea of wanting a bounty hunter. My main idea is going to end up being he's going to be tracking down a Sioux warrior who they believe is killing some people out there, who's a deadly dude and a bad guy himself, but he is getting framed in this situation. It's going to set up some cool story hooks. So let me look at this real quick, and let me add another text document of Jordan Gray. Jordan Gray character sheet. So I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to develop a plot for a Western novel, target 80,000 words, of Jordan coming to Sioux territory to hunt a warrior who has caused a lot of problems for settlers and killed people. He's being hit for a bounty for the death of a local lawman, but he's being falsely accused. He's still a bad dude with a lot on his shoulders. Jordan is set to go track him and investigate the mystery of the murder as our plot, and eventually will come to a common understanding, knowing he's been framed in the past because of his Southern work, and then they track down the real killer. Can you help me to develop a plot that's a mystery? Let's build out a town so we can set up who the end real villain is to bring down, and also need some characters like a mayor, a saloon, a preacher, some prostitutes, and more to fill out the town. Let's build out. Build me the full plot structure first, with this in mind, so we can world build. Okay. So this is kind of how I build out a plot here, a 3-act structure, and here's going to be a outline that it generates for me. And I'm going to have to go over this and kind of edit it probably. Red Hawk. Look at this. Deadwood Creek, Dakota territory. So we're going with the Dakotas. I said Sioux territory, but that's interesting that it changed that right there. That's how it goes sometimes. Let's see. Let's see how this goes here. It's still going. Okay. And so we've got the outline. And then, let's see. Is this historically accurate? Please check. make it as much as possible, but maintain the fiction elements, like the characters. For the setting. You're right. Let me ask. Black Hills region, Dakota. Okay, so now it's... Okay. Now it's keeping that in mind. Let's see. Regenerate the chapter by chapter outline with this historical information in mind. So this will probably regenerate a cleaner outline, which is cool. So, which is exactly what we need. So, this is the outlining stage, pretty much. I'm going to probably develop the real villain into his own character sheet, and maybe Red Hawk into his own character sheet as well. And this is at this, and then maybe if there's a love interest, put it into a character sheet also, and then we'll work on my edits and get into stage 2 of this, which we'll be going through my novel crafter process from this. So this is pretty fun. You have to have a lot of ideas, right? So if you notice what I had the bounty hunter. I kind of knew what his background was. That sets him up as a foil for the Indian guy. I wanted a mystery. And then I had to do the hard part, which is the coming up with the mystery situation and coming out and just drilling into the setting. So it's still my story, right? And that's the thing that people don't realize with AI. If you just go write me a Western story, it's not going to work. You can see all the stuff I put into up front, and I'm going to copy this and put this now into the outline. Generate me a character sheet for Red Hawk, much like the one for Jordan. And I'm going to go through and edit these before the next step. And so that's the next part, is going through and editing, making sure it's the way you want it before you even get to the writing. There's a lot of pre-writing stuff right here, as you see, and that's where it goes. And so getting things to where you want it is the deal. And wow, this is really in depth for the Red Hawk background. Pretty cool. And so we're going to have a lot going on here. Really, yes. Very good. And, okay. So we're going to make a text of this. Red Hawk character sheet. Okay. And then I will get into revising. I'll make a separate video talking about what I did with revising after this, because it's just a lot to sit there and edit and revise and make a video at the same time. I can't do that. So that's probably going to take me the next couple of hours. And like I said, I'll follow up with another video on that before we actually get into building this book on the next level. All right, hope that was interesting. Leave any questions you have for me. Thanks, guys, for being here, and I'll be back.